A very fresh morning to one and all present here. I, Dr. Richa Verma, welcomes our today's guest, Mr. Sushil Kumar Sharma sir, along with our Head of Department MBA, Dr. Vivek Rastogi sir, our fellow faculty members, and all my lovely students. It gives me immense pleasure to extend to you all a very warm greeting on behalf of the entire team of IIMT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. Today, the Institution Innovation Council of IIMT and Department of MBA jointly organizing guest lecture on entrepreneurship in present era. And the speaker of today's guest lecture is Mr. Sushil Kumar Sharma sir, who is the founder CEO of Sustanico. As we all know, entrepreneurs are important to market economics because they can act as the wheels of the economic growth of the country. By creating new products and services, they stimulate new employment, which ultimately results in the acceleration of economic development. It also encourages innovation by bringing new ideas. To make the occasion more happier, I would like to request our Head of Department MBA IMT, Dr. Vivek Rastogi sir, to give his valuable message on today's event. He is very supportive and always work for the betterment of IMT College of Greater Noida. Please welcome HOD MBA, Dr. Vivek Rastogi sir. So kindly unmute yourself.
For giving us this wonderful opportunity. I am Dr. Vivek Rastogi, Head of the Department of Engineering, MT Group of College. I warm welcome.
I think there is some issue with your sound system. You are not audible, only disturbances are there.
Right now I am audible, sir? Now, sir, I am audible.
Sir, kindly remove your headphone and directly speak on the basis of mobile phone. Yes, sir.
Now it appears to be okay.
Yes.
Now I am audible.
Yeah,
yes,
now
sir.
you are okay. Perfect.
Thank you. I am Dr. Vivek Rastogi, Head of the Department of IMT, Department of MBA, MT Group of College. I really very warm welcome to Mr. Sushil sir, who have given their valuable time to train, to tell our students what is the latest going on in the entrepreneurship right now in present era. The IMT always focus and always pay attention to our student, to develop our student in the stream of as well as job, as well as the entrepreneurship programs also. We have a large number of queue. So we are organizing so many events in last few years also in this series. So our main focus of that, our main motto is that our student will get maximum opportunity in the stream of their specialization as well as entrepreneurship program. In this series, I really again welcome Mr. Sushil Kumar sir, who has given their precious time to us. So with all the blessings to our students and sir, I request to sir that the program should be open and we should not waste our too much time. Over to ma'am.
So thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now, before inviting our guest of honor, I would like to give brief introduction about Sir Sushil Kumar Sharma sir has 39 plus years of professional experience. He is a founder CEO of Sustanico and former general manager of Corporate Sustainable Development NTPC Limited. He is an international expert speaker and also chartered engineer of the Institution of Engineers India, as well as the fellow of the Society of Power Engineers India. He has done his graduation in electrical engineering from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur. He has served NTPC Limited throughout working professionals, career of 37 years and superannuated from NTPC as General Manager, Corporate Sustainable Development in September 20. He always feels energetic and delighted about the advanced management program, and he is aiming to deliver 101 physical programs and virtual webinars, and out of which 88 is already delivered, with the objective of motivating, mobilizing, and inspiring young minds and professionals. With this introduction, I would like to invite our today's guest, Mr. Sushil Kumar Sharma sir, for his informative and valuable lecture on entrepreneurship in present era. Please welcome you, sir, for the same. With this introduction, I would like to invite our today's guest, Sushil Kumar Sharma sir, for his informative and valuable lecture on entrepreneurship in present era. Please welcome you, sir, for the
Hello. Hello. Dr. Richard. Hello. Hello. Dr. Rastogi.
K.N. Chaubey sir and Vivek Rastogi sir to please mute yourself.
There is lot of
Sushil
disturbance.
sir can start.
Kindly mute everyone.
Kindly mute everyone so that the session will be started. Again, I request K.N. Chaubey sir and Vivek sir to kindly mute yourself. Again, I request K.N. Chaubey sir to please mute yourself. We have to start the session.
Kindly mute yourself. You can keep talking after muting yourself. Otherwise, it won't be possible to conduct program in such a disturbing environment.
Fine. Now, sorry for the inconvenience. Sushil sir, now you can start. Please welcome, sir.
But I noticed that lot of echo was also happening. Lot of time gap between what we were speaking and it was getting repeated again and again. Now I wish it will not happen.
No, sir, it will not be happen, sir. Please start the session. Sorry for the same. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you. So let me express my own sincere regards to Dr. Vivek Rastogi and Dr. Richard. Both of you have taken a lot of efforts in bringing up this program to the campus. I am sitting in Barodara, but I have visited virtually your campus. It appears to be quite impressive. And the journey is also plus 25 years. So I hope a lot of things you are doing and those things are contributing very positively in the society's well-being. I won't be taking much time and straightway address the topic. What we see on screen is what used to be the life on globe. Neat, clean, green, and below. Fantastic environment, but it was till industrialization began. Post-industrialization, situation started changing, and nowadays we are listening climate crisis. And in fact, what we see is a reality, climate crisis. Today is 16th May. We find that snowfall is happening. There are a lot of places where temperatures is shooting up. On the other hand, there are warnings for abnormal environmental changes and destruction caused. In this scenario, responsibility is to be owned by entrepreneurs for their misdeeds during industry phase 1, 2, 3, and continuing at present as industry 4, which is being taken over by industry 5. Now, what is the requirement? What really need to be done is already started, but it requires to be scaled up. Startups have come up. They are doing wonderfully well. They are attempting to change the scenario and bring positivity in the Indian landscapes. As we all know, since post-COVID, India is doing extremely well, almost on every front of global business. Within our own country, we are growing at highest ever rate in comparison to other developing and developed economies. Last year, our growth rate was highest among global economies. This year also it is continuing, and it is projected to continue highest for next 25 years. So with this background, in today's session, we will be covering entrepreneurship evolution, present era, which is of startups and unicorns, budding entrepreneurs. We look into entrepreneurship challenges, and finally we will see some of the success stories of Indian entrepreneurs. I wish you will find program very informative, appealing, updated, useful, and inspiring. So with these words, let's look into, if we talk of industrialization, journey of industrialization began in 1780. Since then, industrial evolution is continuing, began with Industry 1, which lasted for about 120 years. Then, during 1900, Industry 2 took over, which lasted for 70 years. Industry 3, which began in 1970, lasted for 30 years. And Industry 4, which began in 2000s, lasted for just 20 years. Industry 5 has taken up. It is now growing well, 2020 onwards. Now we are almost 2 years plus in Industry 5. Industry 4 and 5, they are overlapping as on now. What we observe here, Industry 1 lasted for 130 years, Industry 2 lasted for 70 years, Industry 3 lasted for 30 years, Industry 4 lasted for 20 years, and Industry 5, 6, 7, and 8 journey will continue. What does it indicate? It means changes are taking place, and changes are taking place very fast. Industry 1, where motive power was mechanization using water and steam powered energy sources. Industry 2 improved to mass production through assembly lines, and electricity became the prime mover. Industry 3, robotics, automation, and computerization took over. Industry 4, full of internet and networks, communications, data sourcing, and all. Now we are in Industry 5, building upon Industry 4, which is about distributed value chains, remote production, cyber physical systems, artificial intelligence, machine languages, robotics, and so on. Going further, Industry 4 to 5, the current phase, Industry 4 was about more and more, produce as maximum as industries can. But what about Industry 5? It is about new and different. This transition is very impressive, is very challenging, and is very demanding. Now, focus from Industry 4 to Industry 5 shifted from connecting machines to delivering customer experience, mass production to hyper customization, intelligent supply chains to responsive and distributed supply chains, smart products to experience activated products, which are in fact interactive. As we interact with just an example, Alexa, there are now n number of alike. Manpower distancing was observed during Industry 4. That means manpower rationalization was happening. But during Industry 5, it is reverse of that. More and more people are required, but they need to be smart. They need to be very much updated. So return of manpower in factories is being experienced. And we all know that China used to be the global factory. Now situation is changing. In fact, it has changed and it is pacing up further. India is competing with China as global factory. Yes, entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs invariably talks about vision, mission, and values. You are in Greater Noida, and an example from Greater Noida and Noida itself, I will say, the ever West witnessed globally representing India, each of organization to whom I have served my entire career. You all be delighted to know NTPC has been ranked globally the topmost, the best performer, independent power producer. And this result is declared by none, but one of the most respected rating agency, S&P Global Commodity Insights, who analyzed top 250 organizations globally and declared for the year 2022 in February 2023 NTPC as number 1. Now, how it happens? Values are the building blocks. And you see on right side, the first founding chairman of NTPC, who was chairman during 1975-1982, wrote immediately a letter knowing about the performance of organization during the year 22-23, very morning on 2nd April. NTPC was the first organization to declare its major achievement in the form of results for financial year 22-23 on 1st April itself. This letter written by our founding chairman, first chairman, who superannuated more than 40 years before. In fact, before he superannuated when I started my career, before than that. Despite that, you see the values of organization. This communication from founding chairman on very same day was circulated by NTPC to each and every employee of NTPC across globe. Now, vision, what it talks about for NTPC. To be the world leading power company energizing India's growth. You will all be delighted that NTPC having 17% capacity is contributing about more than 24% of energy generated and used in the form of electricity in India. Previous slide we have seen that NTPC is rated globally the best performer independent power producer. These two together justify that vision was very achievable and company have achieved it. Now, what about the mission? Mission is what? Provide reliable power and related solutions in an economic, efficient, and environment-friendly manner driven by innovation and agility. So organization is working on very sound strategy, practicing values in each and every act of it. And what are the values? Very simple. Everyone can remember. I commit. So every NTPC employee commit for vision, mission, practicing values. And what I commit stands for, I is about nothing but its integrity. C is customer focus. O is organizational pride. M is mutual respect and trust. I is innovation and learning. And T is total quality and safety. On these strong pillars, every NTPC employee dedicate for not only achieving day-to-day targets, but contribute effectively in realizing vision and mission on a continual basis. With this background, let me summarize that values are the gems. Values are the gems which appreciate with time. And values are equally critical at individual level, personally, family, society, institutional, organizational, and country as a whole. So I won't be taking any time further, but let us go for these were the achievements declared by NTPC on 1st April itself. NTPC is the first organization in India to recruit 100% female executive trainees. 100% female executive batch is recruited by NTPC, motivating all other organizations to do the same way and contribute in improving the diversity. That means enhancing focus on inclusion of girls in workforces wherever they suit. Now, come to topic, entrepreneurship. What it is about? Entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise, along with any of its uncertainties in order to make profits. So, all businesses, they exist for profitability. But if only profitability remains the aim, then sustainability becomes a question. And there need to be in present era a balance between 3 P's. Those 3 P's are people, that means employee, and extended form if we take, it becomes society, planet, that means environment, Mother Earth, and last should come 3rd P as profits. So present era demands for sustainability a balanced approach addressing 3 P's. The most prominent example of entrepreneurship is the starting of new businesses. We will look into what is happening on this count and where India stands for as on today. Entrepreneurship is the creation of economic value. Entrepreneurship is viewed as change, generally entailing risk beyond what is normally encountered in starting a business. So entrepreneurs, they are always to be proactive. They are to be very sensible for change management and keep addressing the risks which keep arising with time. Entrepreneurship gives a chance to create employment and to scale up businesses. Entrepreneur has the courage to take risk and creating successful stories. We will look into some extremely successful and inspiring stories. World Entrepreneurs Day is observed on August 21st around the world. May I request Dr. Rastogi Vivek to take note of this day. You can definitely begin conducting some programs on this day, celebrating Entrepreneurs Day. The day aims at celebrating entrepreneurship by acknowledging the entrepreneurs and encouraging the young minds to aspire as entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is an essential driver of social health and wealth. It is a formidable engine of economic growth. It promotes the essential innovation required not only to exploit new opportunities, promote productivity, and create employment, but in addition to also address some of society's greatest challenges. We will look into what they are and how startups are doing, entrepreneurs are doing. Sustainable development goals or the economic shock wave created by COVID-19 or coronavirus pandemic was addressed. The promotion of entrepreneurship is the central to multiple governments worldwide for the foreseeable future, especially considering the significant negative impact on economies due to COVID pandemic. Governments and other stakeholders increasingly need hard, robust, and credible data to make key decisions that stimulate sustainable form of entrepreneurship and promote healthy entrepreneurial ecosystem worldwide. We as Indians must feel proud that our government during last 8 years have done exemplary work in the field of entrepreneurship, promoting startups which have grown more than 100 as unicorns. Entrepreneurs are always busy people. They keep doing many things, but following are the important one which help them growing effectively and efficiently. It starts with planning the next product. Entrepreneurs are never satisfied with present state of business. They always keep looking ahead what is likely to be the scenario and keep preparing for that. Brainstorming the next business. Strategizing the next marketing move. Studying human behavior. Humans are the most creative and contributory resources. That's why study of human behavior is essential requirement for being a successful entrepreneur. Mentoring entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs, they keep on mentoring the budding entrepreneurs. In the process, they also keep learning and visualizing what is likely to happen. Entrepreneurs keep reading books, business magazines, bulletins, and above all nowadays, Google Guru as well. Networking locally, nationally, and globally is essential requirement for being an entrepreneur, and more than that, being an entrepreneur of glory. Taking up time for self, family, and society is equally critical for work-life balance, which most, I will say, all the successful entrepreneurs, they keep in mind and keep practicing. So with this sound background, we have seen the industrial evolution from Industry 1 to Industry 5. Along with industrial evolution, entrepreneurship evolution also kept happening. So the first one, it started with entrepreneurship. That's entrepreneurs who exhibits entrepreneurial behavior while working in an existing company. The next one is imitative entrepreneurship. It addresses lack of resources and unwillingness to take financial risk, also known as copycats, since they steal concepts from other successful business owners. They do not have originality, but duplicacy. Buyer entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs who don't launch a brand new firm or business. What they do? They make investment in well-established, well-developed businesses. They typically come from affluent social class. If I have to quote an example for, say, buyer entrepreneurship, Tata Group in themselves is fantastic example for successful entrepreneur generation after generation. But you may all be aware that recently they took over two established successful organizations. The first one is Bisleri, the mineral water company, Bisleri, is taken over by Tata. The second one is Big Basket. These two successful companies are taken over by Tata, and it keep on happening not only in India but world over. Researcher entrepreneurship. In this category, entrepreneurs conduct extensive research, take their own time before launching their ventures. They emphasize on data and statistics. Hustler entrepreneurship is another category. In this category, entrepreneurs who are incredibly enthusiastic about their enterprises and work extremely hard to keep them going. If I have to give an example, Byju's is one of the examples which have become the most valued startup and the topmost unicorn from our country. They have a strong sense of courage and motivation and will not stop to accomplish their objectives. The next one is large company entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is distinct as it involves buying small businesses rather than funding one from scratch and expanding into new markets or business ventures. You may all be aware, the oldest steel company in India is Tata Steel at Jamshedpur, which earlier was known as Kisco. Now, this organization, which started production in 1907, that means 115 years before than today, is one of the latest, what I should say, setup. Its products worldwide are the most qualitative products and their costs are minimum. So there are many examples, but none matches with Tata Steel. The next one is small business entrepreneurship. Small businesses or initiatives are the exclusive focus of a small business entrepreneurship. And in fact, small businesses only keep growing and they grow very fast. Social entrepreneurship, it addresses the social interfaces. Social entrepreneurship aims is to improve a societal, to address a societal problem. For instance, the environmental related issues or the poverty related hardships. Innovative entrepreneurship. And innovative and creative entrepreneur is someone who come up with original ideas for new goods and services, both together as businesses. We will see many of them now. Scalable startup entrepreneurship. A startup that can grow, entrepreneurs investigate market gaps and work to provide solutions scalable businesses put an emphasis on creating scalable and repeatable business models. So again, Byju's and many more examples are alike. Now, Wadia Group is the oldest industrial group, even before then Tata. Their journey is already 287 years, and they are diversifying in variety of segments, and they are doing nationally and globally wonderfully well. One of their segment, which was launched in 2005 in the segment of aviation, Go Air, is now facing some problems. Let us see how they deal with and come out. Tata Steel, I have mentioned about it. I won't be just going in much deep for the want of time, but you can see how time management is done. The leftmost picture is early stage of the organization when it was built. The second one, change management, and the third one, making it ultra modern. So change management is the need of the time. Now, let us see how an institution, as you yourself are an institutional group of setups, lot of institutions you have in IIMT umbrella. Likewise, IISc Bangalore, what we see on right side is the campus in its early years during 19th century. There is a very inspiring story behind it, but I am leaving it. It became functional in the year 1909. In fact, IISc Bangalore is the outcome of interactions between Swami Vivekananda ji and Mr. Tata while they were traveling through steamer from India to Europe. This campus have always been point of attraction to scientists and not only national but global leaders as well. You see, Dr. C.V. Raman, who finally is recipient of Nobel Prize and is known as Sir C.V. Raman. C.V. Raman and Mahatma Gandhi, they kept visiting this campus and inspired minds over there. The left part is the oldest building, which is still functional. The latest addition is on right side. You see the achievement of IISc Bangalore, they are in fact glory not only for IISc but to country as a whole. During concluded year, previous one, 2022, researchers at IISc Bangalore filed 2 patents every 3 days. The increasing number of patents indicates IISc's enhanced focus on lab to market. Earlier, what was happening? Only work was being done, but it was not getting patented and converted into products or services, but now it is. And IISc Bangalore is focusing on it, lab to market research. Something the Indian research fraternity was averse to doing earlier days. The rate at which researchers at Indian Institute of Science have been applying for patents has seen a significant increase during the past 5 years. You see the number of patents for last 5 years, how they have grown. The number of annual patent filing crossed 200 marks in 2017. Then onwards, it has been on the rise. In 2018, it became 283 patents. Such applications were filed during 2022, and it reached 585 patents in year 2022. So in a time period of 5 years, improvement in patent filing and converting them in useful services and products increased from 200 to 585. IIMT campus can also take a note. I thought, let us inspire the institutional leadership as well. These are the proud Indian entrepreneurs who contributed immensely. Some of them are still contributing during industry 1, 2, 3, 4. The bottom line is still contributing in industry 4 and industry 5. Man of steel is an Indian, Lakshmi Mittal from Rajasthan, who is producing most steel not only in India but globally. These are the entrepreneurs to whom no introduction is required. Their success speaks for itself. We will look into some of them. Mukesh Ambani, I am sure all young minds must be knowing. Our Ratan Tata sir, N.R. Narayana Murthy, the new generation, Sandeep Maheshwari, whose startup was Image Bazaar. It is doing wonderfully well. Then Ritesh Agrawal, OYO Rooms, transformed the hotel industry. Vijay Shekhar Sharma is from Kanpur, not much far away from Greater Noida. It's Paytm. Kunal Wal is Snapdeal, is from IIT Delhi, and Siddharth Lal of Eicher Motors. So these are the successful entrepreneurs of present time. The most successful female entrepreneur in our country till date, and every one of us must be proud of. I request you all to kindly note down the name and study about her. You all be amazed how an illiterate girl and a girl who was married during childhood at the age of 13 and a widow, how she transformed herself and became one of the most successful female entrepreneur in our country, to the extent she received Entrepreneurship Award from our former president, Pranab Mukherjee sir, and subsequently the Nari Shakti Award from next president and former president, Ramnath Kovind sir. Kindly take a note, Kalpana Saroj, she is CEO of Kamani Tubes, which have number of manufacturing setups in Maharashtra. Coming about the startups, India is doing wonderfully well. It was launched on 16th January in 2016. So it is 7 years plus journey now. The Startup India initiative has rolled out several programs with the objective of supporting entrepreneurs, building a robust startup ecosystem, and transforming India into a country of job creators instead of job seekers. So entrepreneurs, they do not look for job for themselves. They create job not only for themselves, but for many. So India, in fact, as a country, is focusing on promoting entrepreneurship, startups, so as there are thousands of job creators. These programs are managed by a dedicated Startup India team, which reports to the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotions, which we call in short as DPIIT. As on today, this is the snapshot from Startup India portal. May I request you all, if you are interested to really know about startups, to become an entrepreneur, launch your own startup, then at least once in a week, every one of such person must visit Startup India portal. Today morning, I have taken this snapshot. It is updated up to yesterday. There are 99,492 DPIIT recognized startups. How much? 99,492. And I am sure by this weekend, it is going to cross 1 lakhs mark. There are 6,37,024 startups who are in recognized startups and functional category. Out of them, 3,490 startups are supported by SIDBI Bank financially, and 1,165 startups have received various incentives and tax exemptions benefit under the various schemes launched by Government of India for promoting startups. You will all be surprised why I am asking you all who are interested to become a startup, set up their own startup. Till date, 1,981,843 users have visited the Startup India portal since it was launched in 2016. So 1,10 lakhs. Now you are sitting in very hot spot, Greater Noida or NCR. NCR is the second hottest location for startups after Bangalore. And the way things have transformed in Noida, Greater Noida, and Uttar Pradesh as a whole, I am sure Uttar Pradesh have the potential focused in Noida, Greater Noida to become the startup hub, even overtaking Bangalore. You all have the great opportunities, can take advantage of it. Now, a bit further about startups. So startup is a new entity. It remains a startup up to a period of 10 years, having turnover of up to rupees 100 crores. So any organization which begins as fresh, if its overall turnover annually remains less than 100 crores, then it can continue to be a startup up to 10 years. Beyond 10 years, it loses the status of startups, it becomes industry. Either 10 years time period or even before than that, if its turnover crosses rupees 100 crores. So an entity recognized as a startup by DPIIT is eligible for benefit granted under procurement purposes. There are Government of India schemes who emphasizes and accord preferences for procurement from startups, and e-procurement portal is there of Government of India. What they say, GEM, Government E-Market. Purpose as against the requirement of obtaining eligible business certificate by the interministerial board. So there are benefits for that. Now look into the smiling faces on left side. They are top 10 young entrepreneurs in India. And what can be the age a boy can become an entrepreneur? Can you think of? So let us look into. So these are the top 10 young entrepreneurs in India. Ritesh Agrawal, Tilak Mehta, Sri Lakshmi Suresh, Trisneet Arora, Akhilendra Sahu, Divya Gandot, Farhad Achidwala, Kavita Sukla, Ranveer Allahabadia, and Sumit Shah. These are top 10 youngest or young successful entrepreneurs. A bit brief about them. Top 3, Ritesh Agrawal. He is a founder and CEO of OYO Rooms, now aged 27 years. The richest young Indian entrepreneur in 2023 with a net worth of rupees 7253 crores. which is 1.1 US dollars. So at the age of 27, this young boy from IIT Delhi, Mr. Ritesh Agrawal, has become, his organization has worth of 7253 crores. The second one is more surprising. Is Tilak Mehta, is from Bombay. You see the smile and very impressive face. Age is only 16 years and he is successful entrepreneur. His startup is Papers and Parcels, and it is right now functioning very effectively and efficiently in Bombay. And this startup is bound to grow nationally and internationally. And Tilak Mehta is the youngest entrepreneur. The next one, more surprising, at the age of 10, she established Sri Lakshmi Suresh, established Ad Science or E-Designs Technologies when her age was 10 years. Now she is founder of two startups, E-Designs and Tiny Logos. So she is among the top 10 and very successful. You see this face looks like a child. Age is just a number. It's not a barrier for entrepreneurship. And women are on a remarkable journey of entrepreneurship, leading with positive belief and confidence. The first youngest woman entrepreneur of India is Sri Lakshmi Suresh. Success story of Sri Lakshmi Suresh, the youngest CEO and world youngest web designer. She is from Kozhikode, Kerala, has been designing website from the age of 4 years and had designed a website when she was just 6 years. She was honored by Government of India at that age itself for her creativity, innovation, contribution, startup, everything. Now, these are a startup entrepreneur making India proud. I have specifically focused on female entrepreneurs in this slide. And among them, they are all doing a smart business. Among them, on right part, Neha Narkhede is co-founder of Confluent, a streaming data technology company. She now figures in the IIFL Wealth Hurun India Rich List 2022 as the youngest self-made woman entrepreneur. So age is just a number. Startup entrepreneurs who are the rising stars, again among females, they are doing wonderfully well. Rosni Nadar Malhotra, she has become chairman of HCL Technologies. Then Nisaba Godrej is managing director and chairperson of Godrej Consumer Products. Most of us must be using Godrej products. If not, kindly switch over from whatsoever brand you are doing to Godrej. Godrej is one of the most hygienic, environment friendly and qualitative Indian products in the segment. Vinita Gupta of Lupin Limited. Then Nandini Pramil is the executive director of Pramil Enterprises. Then four sisters together, Pritha, Sunita, Sobana, and Sangeeta Reddy. India's first corporate hospital chain, Apollo Hospitals, which you have there in Delhi. And Apollo Hospitals have come up in many cities and even industrial settings countrywide. These four sisters together, they are now taking over this journey or Apollo, successful journey of Apollo chains globally. Apollo, in addition to hospitals, have also come in the form of pharmacy chain Apollo. Here in Barodara, there are 14 outlets of Apollo pharmacies. Top 10 most dynamic entrepreneurs, post females, now a mix-up, and they are Divij Bajaj, who is CEO and founder of Power Gummies, followed by Major Jasdeep Singh, MRICS. He is founder and CEO of Skylark Facilities. Paras Sharma is CEO of Wellington Healthcare. Yukti Kapoor is founder CEO of SBY Academy. Then Prasad Tatavarti is founder and director of Renance Talent Solutions. Then Naina Krishna Murthy is founder and managing partner of K Law. Darshan Shankla is founder of Roll Bowl Community. Vibha Agarwal is founder and CEO of Ullu. Sanjana Biswas is managing director, Grey and White Consultants Private Limited. And the 10th one is Sisram Yadav, is managing director of Times Pro Consulting. So these are the top 10 most dynamic entrepreneurs of present times. Now, global entrepreneurship ranking. Various countries globally are being ranked for their efforts, initiatives, and achievement in the field of entrepreneurship. And we as a country must be very proud of that during last 7 years, our rank have subsequently substantially improved. We were ranked number 17 for the year 2021, and Japan was at 23rd. Generally, we all have impression that Japan in the field of quality, punctuality, discipline, all fields is better than India. But in entrepreneurship, India is better than Japan, and United States is at number 11. Next to that, Germany is at 14. Russian Federation is at number 38. This is for year 2021. In fact, for the year 2022, ranks have subsequently improved. These are again for 2021 only. India with a score of 5 was at number 17. Now, with India improving its scores during the year 2022 from 5 to 6.1 has come at number 4. So our country rank, the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, has placed India on the 4th position out of 51 countries in terms of high quality entrepreneurial ecosystem. So it is a matter of proud for us that from 17 we jumped to 4. And in this year or next year, definitely we are going to become number 2 or 1. So it is a very positive environment for startups and entrepreneurship. Now, what about the present era? Our topic talks about present era. So let us look into what is present era. Present era is none but full of climate crisis. We are living in the phase of climate crisis, and we need to address these crises through our skills, experience, and achievement, practicing entrepreneurship, and through startups and unicorns. So there are 4 major segments. This circle represents the sustainability circle. The 4 major segments are ecology, culture, governance, and business or economics. Governance is termed as politics also. So if we look into first segment, ecology, it has suffered the most, and it scores only 44%, that is 31 out of 70. The maximum deterioration has taken and is reflected by emissions and waste management. The second most affected area is materials and energy. That means natural resources have been exploited to much more beyond limits what normally Mother Earth can and is recouping. The next segments are water and air. So NCR is an example in itself where quality of water and quality of air both are poorest. The quality of air in NCR during the month of November, December, January, when temperature remains quite subdued, air quality remains the poorest, and poorest to the extent of 10 times inferior than what a healthy citizen should inhale or breathing, or suitable for breathing. So deterioration is more than 10 to 14 times. So NCR on this account is one of the poorest region, which have a lot of potential for startups to come up and contribute in addressing these challenges. Cultural second segment, it is scoring 83%. Deteriorations are there, but are the least. It scores 58 out of 70. The governance scores 54 out of 70, scoring 77%, and the business profitability and whatsoever we call total put together economics scores 76%, that is 53 out of 70. So the most suffered segment is first segment, ecology, and it is the area which in fact is giving a lot of opportunities for young minds to think about it, analyze, work upon, and become entrepreneur, coming up with respective startups. If we look into ecology, I have already explained these points: emission and waste, material and energy, water and air. These top three elements comes with a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs and startups. There are other opportunities as well. It depends on individual interest, inclination, available resources, and all. One is cultural. Here scores are quite good, but here in cultural also lot of opportunities startups are finding through social startups, and they are also contributing well. The third one comes governance area. Herein, I'm sure professors are aware of about BRSR, that is Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting, which is mandatory for 1,000 listed top BSE organizations. This year concluded in March. For the financial year 22-23, 1,000 top listed organizations, they are to necessarily file BRSR. Now this thousands number may become 10,000s, or later on all organizations will get covered. So there are a lot of potential for startups in this area as well. Law and justice, communication and movement, these are various segments under governance. For time, I am going fast. The next one is economics, the fourth segment, which talks about various issues relating poverty, labor welfare, production and resourcing, consumption and usage, technology and infrastructure, accounting and regulations, regulatory frameworks, exchange and transfers. So all these, they in fact provide a lot of opportunities for young minds to think about, work upon, do research work, and come up with startups. This is second ranking. We have seen that global entrepreneurship ranking, India is ranked 4th for the year 2022. This is second ranking for sustainability index, wherein 27 organizations are ranked, and India ranked 16th. So India, our score is 27.73. So because of time limitation, I am not going further much in detail, but the most performer in this category, Spain is 20.76 score as the most sustainable country, and we are 16 out of 26 countries rated. Now, present era, if we think about and carry out SWOT analysis, SWOT analysis is one of the strategy for identifying opportunities and threats along with strengths and weaknesses. So if we focus on present era, strengths are huge natural resources. India as a country have huge natural resources, suitable geographical conditions, availability of raw materials, availability to exports, strong traditional knowledge, additional employment generation potential, large domestic demand because of population. You may all now appreciate or aware of that India have already taken over China in terms of population, and our population is 1.47 billion, more than China. If we talk of weaknesses, old aging of infrastructure facilities, we have seen that industry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transitions are happening. So this area is getting addressed, but have lot of opportunities. Complex exports procedures, government have eased out all these procedures, and export have become quite sustainable and quite comfortably possible. Now, port infrastructure, rail infrastructure, road infrastructure, waterways infrastructure, all are transforming very fast, and we all see that during this year, next year, and coming year, in these 3 years, we will see that our exports multiply much better than before. Lack of finances, this issue is still experienced to limited extent, but government schemes have come up to support startups, and there are more than 27 schemes available for supporting startups. Lack of professional management. So we are talking about entrepreneurship, it gets covered here. Limited access to modern technologies. For young minds, it's not a point. For existing workforce, definitely it is a limitation. Insufficient veterinary and food safety. Yes, 35 to 40% of food produced, mostly vegetables and fruits, they get spoiled before getting consumed. 40 up to 40%. So a lot of potential for startups to come up there, and many have come up, are coming up. Dependence on climatic conditions. Herein also a lot of work is happening, is being done, and it also have a lot of potential for entrepreneurs to venture in, come up with startups. Opportunities, increasing market span, that means globalization. Our products and services are now flowing more and more limitlessly. Value additions opportunities are immensely available. Threats are global competition and unorganized market. This unorganized market, government is trying to smoothen it up, make it systematic and organized. Global competition, definitely we are to keep improving our quality, punctuality, and followed by quantity. Once we do it, there is no competition globally as well. If we are to look into opportunities in present era, then what are the opportunities for young minds? Computing powers, that is data sourcing and utilizing data as a resource, smarter devices, datafication, artificial intelligence and machine learning, extended reality, digital trust. Since you all are from engineering fraternity, I thought these areas which impresses you to focus upon. 3D printing, genomics, new energy solutions. That means new energy solutions. They talks about floating solar systems. They talks about offshore windmills. They talks about smart grid. They talks about hybrid energy, many more. Robotic process automation, edge computing, quantum computing, virtual reality and augmented reality, blockchain, Internet of Things. Now we are talking, our country is talking 6G. 5G has become a reality. Now we are talking 6G, and our Prime Minister has declared that India will launch 6G very shortly. Finally, cyber security also have a lot of potential and opportunities for young minds. Now, sustainable development goal, we have seen the sustainability and the climate crisis briefly. Internationally, the sustainable development goals were adopted with an objective of leaving no one behind. That means increasing opportunities are provided for everyone to improve upon, aiming on leaving no one behind. And these 17 sustainable development goals, they do have a lot of potentials for entrepreneurship to think about deeply, plan for appropriately, and come up with startups exploiting the available potential. So the goals are 17 in numbers. It starts with no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice through strong institutions. And finally, all these 16 to do partnerships contributing in achieving the sustainable development goals motto of leaving no one behind. So all these 17 sustainable development goals, which are means of improving the sustainability and achieving the objective of leaving no one behind, have a lot of potential for startups, and a lot of startups have already come up here. So Global Sustainable Development Report is released for the year 2022 recently, wherein our rank is not as what we have seen in entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurs, they need to take note of this. Our rank is 121 out of 163 countries rated. So 121 is quite unsatisfactory rank. Lot of opportunities are there to improve upon, and it presents avenues for startups to focus on. Now, briefly, I have discussed about BRSR, Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting, wherein lot of national and international organizations are coming up in big numbers, since it presents a lot of potential for young minds to contribute. ESG framework talks about sustainable development, aiming on improving the sustainability performance, addressing issues relating environmental, social, and governance put together. I am not going in detail, I am just briefing you up. And here the important point is also on diversity and inclusion, what I have already discussed about how this is contributing in India through startups. Another important point is about human rights and community relations, so social aspects. Now, ESG, there are 3 pillars. Environmental pillar have 20 themes, and each of the theme presents lot of opportunities for startups to take up the challenges and come up with their creativity and innovative minds. Weightage in ESG for environmental theme is 25%. This is for some other purpose, but for you, it doesn't matter. In societal pillar, there are 25 themes. So these themes are the point to begin with. Once we penetrate deeply and widely, we get a lot of opportunities to work upon. The third pillar is governance, and governance provides a lot of opportunities for young minds to come up and contribute. Now, ESG is a journey, and we as a country also have long way to go. This is the framework of BRSR, which is made mandatory by Government of India this year onwards. So again, coming back with this all detailing on startups. So startups are provided with 80% rebate in filing of patents, otherwise patents filed by companies. So 80% benefits are for startups. The benefit of 80% rebate has now been extended to educational institutions as well. It was not earlier for educational institutions, now it is. Educational institutions shall mean a university established or incorporated and includes any other educational institutions as recognized by an authority designated by the central government or the state government or the union territories in this ground. So this particular point I have put up, keeping you in mind. Now, startup, this portal, these are the hyperlinks. Otherwise, also on simple search, you get them. As I have also mentioned earlier, kindly nurture a habit of visiting this portal at least once a week. If you get interested, I am sure you will start visiting every day. Now, India established new design lab. These are latest initiatives of Government of India to support startups. So India, our country, have established new design lab for space related startups. So you may all be aware that already a startup has successfully done one launching of satellite. Number of startup in India increased to 95,825. This number was by December 22. And this increase is, if we talk of December 15, before launch of startups in India were only 445. So during 7 years, this improvement is from 445 to 95,825. And if we talk yesterday figure, it is already 99,492. India added over 1,300 active tech-based startups last year, taking the total tally of active tech startups to more than 25,000. These are some important startups: Fire, Live Space, Lead, Hasura, Amangi Open, and Oxyjo, where the 7 startups with female founders to enter the unicorn club during last year, calendar year 2022. We all know that year 2023 is being celebrated on the initiative of India globally as International Year of Millets. Now, Government of India has given a lot of thrust for this area of millets countrywide. As a result, more than 500 startups have already come up in few months' time focused on millets. And I am sure if latest figures are compiled, this 500 must be reaching about thousands. So India witnessed its first health tech, social commerce, crypto, and e-pharmacy unicorn, which entered into unicorn club during last year 2022. Now again, startups. So these are the skills A startup is a company or project undertaken by an entrepreneur to seek, develop, and validate a scalable business model. So now it starts. What are the requirements? Technical skills, first one. And you are all from Technical Institute, so it is there. Entrepreneurial skill. I must appreciate the management of IIMT Ghaziabad, Greater Noida. You have taken up initiative. Kindly continue with this initiative. As a result, you will be nurturing entrepreneurial culture in your campus, and the benefits will be to faculties and students. Experienced mentors. NCR is a hub after Bangalore in our country. So if you are interested with very comfortable efforts, experienced mentors are available. Now, physical nearness is not a point. 5G is effective countrywide. You can definitely avail benefit of mentorship from anywhere. Regulatory environment. These are subsequent. This becomes the second quadrant. So first of all, one is to build upon technical skills, entrepreneurial cultures, and through mentors. Then comes regulatory environment, collaborative culture, visible successes of others, colleagues and peers, risk tolerance, capacity and capability, availability of capital and all. So everything will become practically possible if you start focusing on technical skills, followed by entrepreneurial skills, using the mentorship, and journey keeps growing. Now, I think we are not left with much time, so I will be concluding quickly. These are the areas which in fact presents a lot of potential for technical fraternity. Startups are coming up in large numbers in EdTech, Agri-Tech. EdTech is advertisements, exploiting the potential of technology. EdTech, Agri-Tech, agricultural, exploiting and using technology in agricultural area, that is Agri-Tech. You may all be aware that drones are being used now in agricultural practices and processes. EduTech, Vaiju is the most successful example. There are many, Physics Wala and so on, lot. FinTech, financial, Biotech, Green Tech, Carbon Tech, Smart Grids, Energy Storage, Solar Cold Storage Chains, Greenhouse Gases, Organic Milk Dairy. So these are the areas which presents a lot of opportunities and potential for young minds like you all to focus upon and come up. A tech startup is a company whose purpose is to bring technology products or services to market. These companies deliver new technology products or services or deliver existing technology products or services in new ways. So these are successful startups in these areas. Now, young entrepreneurs in India, in fact, I have already covered these segments, but just to go fast, without much details, Ranveer Allahabadia, Monk E startup, Deepanjali Dalmi, Heyday Care Products, Ayushman Sinha is a multi-genre talent management company he represents. Sri Lakshmi, we have talked about her, web designer. Trishneet Arora, Tech Security Solutions. Tilak Mehta, Paper and Parcels, the youngest boy in category. Kavita Sukla, Akshay Rupalia, Indrajit Singh, and Neha Narkhede. We have also talked about Neha Narkhede as she is founder and CEO of iQuanta. Sorry, Neha Narkhede is India's self-made woman entrepreneur to make it to heroin rich list. The co-founder of Confluent, a streaming data tech firm based in California. Now, these are again entrepreneurs whose startups turned unicorns. So, Paytm, Vijay Shekhar Sharma is very successful unicorn. Yo-Yo Rooms, Ritesh Agrawal, Byju's, Rabindran, along with Divya, then Ola Cabs, and so on. So these are the unicorns which have turned into unicorn from startups. And as on now, India have already 115 unicorns. That means 115 startups valuation have already crossed $1 billion. So the 6 Indian startup that featured on the global top 100 unicorns list includes Byju's, Swiggy, Oyo Rooms, Dream11, Razor Pay, and Ola Cabs. These are the 6 ones. The value at $22 billion at the December end of EdTech platform Byju's, India's most valued startup and world 12th according to the list. So this international listing is also done, comparison is done. These are the startup cities and centers. These sectors we have already discussed. Cities are Bengaluru, NCR, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. In fact, by this time, startups are already existing in more than 700 districts. In our country, there are 766 districts. Out of 766 districts, in more than 700 districts, startups have come up. And the top sectors are, we have already discussed about them. Now, these are entrepreneurs who are making India proud. So whatsoever we have listened the name, they all gathered together to celebrate Startup India Week. And this Startup India Week is celebrated during 2nd week of January every year. So this year again, program was held in New Delhi, and on the occasion, they all glorified together. The Startup India Innovation Week 2023, this was observed during January 10th to 16th. And you all must take a note. I will request our Rastogi sir also to kindly, during this week, send your interested students who are interested in entrepreneurship to visit this location. So Innovation Week is celebrated by Startup India. The Startup India Innovation Week was organized by the Department for Promotion of Industry and International Trade, DPIIT, under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry from January 10 to 16th, 2023. National Startup Day is celebrated on 16th January to encourage the spirit of entrepreneurship and promote achievement of Indian startups. So these are some of the areas what we have discussed wherein a lot of potential exists for startups, right? Organic garden services. So during COVID phase, they became very popular. And in metro cities and second tier cities, successfully, a lot of startups have come up and they are doing wonderfully well. Ayurvedic medicinal plants, organic outlets. Now, startups are also making a difference through organic outlets. Foldable bamboo customized cycles. This couple is ex-Air Force. A former pilot of the Indian Air Force, Shashi Shekhar Pathak, along with his wife Devika, they launched Bambuchi startup, Bambuchi, to make cycles from bamboo. The company offers electric, foldable, tandem, and more cycle variants customized to individual customers' requirements. So likewise, many of you must be aware about the Dell desktop and laptop. There are options available online how we want to assemble our desktop or laptop based on our taste, choice, preferences, capacity, capability, and everything. So that concept they adopted and used in this Bambuchi startup. This startup, to her, our Prime Minister have also appreciated, is Divya Rawat from Dehradun. her startup in the field of mushroom cultivation have earned her national and international glory. And she is supporting rural women through her startup. She pneumatic bike is a girl from Jharkhand. She came up with a concept of the air bike. In polluted area, she is using the compressed air to drive her bike. So there is no limit. Innovation and creativity are limitless. We have mentioned about celebration of year 2023 as Year of Millets, International Year of Millets. This mission life is also launched by our Prime Minister, while Secretary General of UN, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he visited in October 2022. During his visit, our Prime Minister have launched Mission Life. Mission Life is aimed at creating mass awareness and involving citizens at large, young minds in focus, because Mission Life is for live for environment. L-I is live, F is for, E is for environment. So Mission Life is live for environment. And India is providing a lot of inputs and opportunities for potential minds to contribute. So with these slides, Mission Life, now to sum up, if we are to say, we have seen in quite good detail ESG and SDG area, which are potential areas for startups, for engineering, young minds, engineering fraternity. I thought, let me sum up in a slide. So if we focus on solar area, ground mounted, floating reservoir waste, backwater waste, dam, now 650 megawatt solar system is coming up in a dam, which is Omkareshwar Dam on river Narmada in Madhya Pradesh, floating 650 megawatt, canal top, house top, irrigation pumping systems, water heaters, cold storage, and so on. So immense potential is provided by solar systems. Wind systems, ground mounted, offshore, hybrid, and so on. Hydro, major, mini and micro, canal fed stations. These are the things what are happening. Biofuel pellets. NCR is the most polluted area, as we discussed. So solution is converting agri residue into biofuel pellets, which are now being used and are in great demand by coal stations countrywide. Government have made mandatory usage of biofuel pellets in coal stations. So crop residue, forest residue, etc. gets, and it provides a lot of potential and opportunities for young minds to venture into biofuel pellets making. Ethanol, sugar, bamboo, agri-waste. Ethanol is a fuel. Now, petrol fuel available countrywide already contains 12% ethanol. And this percent is increasing month by month and is targeted to be about 25% by 2025. So a lot of potential is there in the field of ethanol. Then methane, coal-bed methane, waste to energy. So Indore have come up with a system of converting waste into bio-CNG. And bio-CNG is being now used for city transport, feeding 400 buses. So CNG, city waste to CNG, plastic to diesel and plastic to petrol conversions are happening. E-mobility. So a lot of things are there. Hydrogen, blue hydrogen, battery storage, carbon capture, utilization and storage, and other emerging technologies. So potential, there is no limit. Limit is only our mind. And the greatest saint, what he says, the greatest sin is to think that we are weak. So we need not think that we are weak. and he calls upon us all to arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved. So with this inspirational message from Swami Vivekananda ji, let us all prepare for and ride the wave and make our country proud. Now I am open up for questions. I have taken, I think, exactly 90 minutes. Program I delayed by about 12 minutes. I have finished within 90 minutes.
Yes, sir. Now students are requested to ask question.
Most welcome.
Any student who want to ask something from Sushil Kumar, sir?
It speaks two things. Either students are smart enough to capture and understand everything what we really interacted, or it has gone out of mind. Am I right? So some students, I feel, must necessarily ask the question.
Yes, sir. One question is from sir.
Yes, please come up.
Good morning, sir. I'm Dr. K.N. Chaubey from IMT College of Engineering.
Right. Welcome, Chaubey sir.
Sir, my question is could you enlighten us about Go Air collapse, wherein our doubt in our mind lingering on is that the entrepreneur, the Wadia Group, having more than 4 centuries of experience and with such expertise in hand, how and where the things gone wrong? Your views, sir.
Yeah. See, Go Air, in fact, it is not finally still closed. They are still attempting to come back. What happened, their overall fleet, that means planes, were from an organization from USA, who was not supporting spares wise, maintenance wise. That was the first problem. As a result, many of their planes from time to time gone landed. As we all know that organizational cost remains fixed, irrespective of usage. So their fixed cost that soared up very high, and slowly and progressively number of operating planes kept reducing since they were not supporting, and in the process they were not in fact having enough finances even to pay for operating cost. As a result, time being it has gone down, but I am convinced that group will not allow it to go like simply as it is at present. So I am hopeful that Go Air will come back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us on this. Now, if you allow, sir, one more question which is traveling my mind.
You can ask 2 more questions.
So can I, sir? This is for the benefit of my students here.
Yes.
That it is often said that an entrepreneur undergoes throughout his journey many a times near-death situation. Would you agree or not? Could you enlighten us a little more on this issue, sir?
See, entrepreneurship is a journey.
Sir.
So any journey is always full of threats.
Sir.
So we are to be well prepared for.
Sir.
It is well said that change is only constant.
Sir.
So what does it mean? Change is only constant means what is right now is not forever. It is going to change. So entrepreneurs, they need to be dynamic. They need to be forward looking. They need to be prepared not for only today, but for time ahead. So if entrepreneurs, they keep visualizing well, they keep interacting, they keep living life not only monotonous, but as a work-life balance, and they keep motivating colleagues and subordinates. Successful startups come out only this way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was really eye-opening. Thanks a lot, sir. Now over to Dr. Richa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sushil sir. Thank you, K.N. Chaubey sir, for the question answer session. Now, I would like to invite Dr. K.N. Chaubey sir for delivering the vote of thanks for today's event.
Thank you, Dr. Richa, for giving me this honor. My dear students, as you've just heard, Mr. S.K. Sharma, a renowned international speaker, speaking to us on entrepreneurship in present era. Let me assure you all that amongst galaxy of speakers who enlightened us, at least as I'm aware, for more than nearly a decade here, today is a defining moment when we have had just now here an eminent speaker, international speaker, enlightening us in a most lucid manner on large number of topics, starting from the industry 1.0, taking us to industry 5.0, starting from G1, taking us to G5, starting from various wonderful entrepreneurs in our country, such as Vijay Shekhar Sharma, be it Ritesh Agrawal or Kalpana Saroj. He really went over every issue, every aspect. And what else could really enlighten us than seeing a speaker here speaking to us who has left his impression in various elite institutions globally and domestically. Globally, if I say, then it would be United Nations Environment Program. And domestically, if I say, then large number of IITs such as IIT Kanpur, Delhi, Bombay, Guwahati, large number of IIMs, if I say Lucknow, Ranchi, and so on and so forth, including prestigious national institutions such as TERI, or even if it is, we call it as FICCI, and leave it aside, hundreds of institutions of national importance in the country. So really, sir, I would say that you have made our day. It is a golden day. This day must go as a golden day in the history of IMT in knowledge-seeking endeavorness. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir, for sparing your so valuable time and telling us, weaving us the story of the India's development program, entrepreneurial program, which is directly being handled by our Honorable Prime Minister personally. You enlightening us so much in detail, in so much lucid manner. Really, I consider that you are also contributing, like our Prime Minister, in our journey to entrepreneurial and taking the country to greater height and leadership role in the world. Thanks a lot, sir. Really very kind of you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Chaubey, sir. Thank you, Professor Chaubey, Dr. Chaubey. I am, in fact, humbled listening your words. We must keep on contributing our efforts to energize the young mind. That's the purpose of me. I am doing these programs countrywide, as you mentioned, without any consideration.
Really, sir, the country will definitely note your efforts. Now, with these words, I hand over for further proceedings to Dr. Richa.
Thank you, K.N. Chaubey sir, for delivering vote of thanks. Once again, I would like to give a sincere thanks to today's speaker, Sharma sir, and big thanks to HOD MBA Vivek Rastogi sir, and special thanks to our fellow faculty members and my lovely students. Thank you for being with us throughout the event. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Richa. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure, sir.